Hi, Raf here from Digital Autopilot, along with my partner, Joel Gershman. So we recently sent out to our clients an end-of-year gift. It was a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. Very, very popular book in terms of how to improve one's habit and behaviors day to day. And Joel, being our resident scholar and major book reader, as you can see by the background there with some of his books, and author as well. So he actually read the book and has a few things to share, or maybe like one key point that he'd like to share that you might find helpful. Joel, if you want to share one or two key ideas from the book that you found helpful.
Look, it's a great book, so I definitely recommend you checking it out if you haven't read it already. And there are multiple helpful strategies, but just to pick out one really helpful strategy that you can use immediately. So it's a strategy called habit stacking. Now, just to give you the background briefly, we're always trying to improve our performance in life by adding new habits to our life. Adding one small habit, a positive habit, can make a huge difference in terms of our productivity, our ability to achieve our goals. But adding new habits is tough, right? It's hard to embed a new behavior in our lives. So the idea of habit stacking is a really helpful way of doing it. What it really means is, it means looking in your life for an existing habit that is already embedded. And then when you want to add a new habit, adding it on top of that as an additional habit. So to give you a practical example of that. So I was trying to add in some, let's call it a bit of a fitness regime into my life. So when COVID hit, I stopped going to the gym, which I was doing, a couple of mornings a week. And so I thought, you know what, I'll do some exercise at night, just my own sort of home-based exercises. And I started doing it, at random times of the night. And, I did it consistently for the first couple of weeks, but after that, it started to drop off, right? It wasn't really embedded in my life. So what I did was I stacked it on top of another habit that was rock solid. So every night I have a shower before I go to bed. And so what I did was, before my shower, for 5 or 10 minutes, I made sure that I stacked my exercise regime onto the shower. In this case, it's just before the shower. But in theory, you could either do it just before or just after an existing rock solid habit. So it basically comes down to a simple formula. And the formula is this: after or before a current habit, I will, and then you add in whatever the new habit is, right? So
right.
So if you're looking for, if you've decided as we approach the end of the year that you want to add in a new positive behavior as a New Year's resolution, then this is a really helpful way to make it stick. Find an existing habit that you're already doing consistently and stack it on top of that habit.
Yeah, that's really good.
Raf, let's do a bit of coaching here.
Sure.
You might not be expecting this, but I'm going to ask you, what's a new...
Well, I hope we're not going to coach people to take a shower like that. That seems pretty obvious. Yeah.
We're hoping that.
And I'm glad to hear that you actually shower every day. That's good.
That's an existing habit that we hope is rock solid for people. But let me ask you, is there a new behavior that you would like to take on in your life?
Showering every day. I think that would be a good thing. Oh, Joel, that's tough. That's tough. There's so many. I would say, I would say something small. They all seem, small, and they pile up. I would just say maybe being more focused with kids at nighttime. When kids, I got, thankfully, some good, healthy, exciting kids between the age of 14 months and 13, and a few in between. So it can get pretty busy at night. So I think it's just being more present during those critical hours before they go to bed.
Okay, so that's a
is that too big? Is that a big one?
It's not a new behavior. What you're really doing is you're looking to, I guess that's optimizing an existing behavior. But
yeah,
but maybe there's a way to do that. Maybe you can create a little bit of quality focused time with each of your kids, even if it's just sort of 5 minutes each at night.
yeah,
Let's say you decided you wanted to do that. So,
well, that's what I was just thinking about that now. Like, you know, we do it in a way more haphazardly. It's like, oh, tonight let's read a book. So they're always going to go to bed, and you're always going to say good night, for example.
correct.
Yeah,
so
that's
good.
obvious.
That's an existing habit.
So just say, you know what, as soon as they say good night, you know what, quick, 2-3 minutes, let's read a book, pick a book, and you start with that. And that way, that's good quality time. 2-3 minutes with this one, 2-3 minutes with this one. Could obviously expand out to 5 minutes. And as normal, I'll probably fall asleep before the kid falls asleep. But
that's a great example. You stack it on top of something that's already happening, and as a result, it's more likely to stick.
So they're definitely going to go to bed and basically say, okay, well, then that, I know mentally that's the time to say, oh, bang, you know, 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is, focus time for that kid, reading a book, talking about their day, whatever it is.
Exactly. Perfect.
I'm glad I had this session.
Good luck implementing it. And
Thanks,
hopefully that was helpful for all our viewers and listeners. And wishing you all a happy new year, and good luck, you know, choosing and then implementing and embedding your New Year's resolutions. Thanks.
And showering every day.
That's it.
Thanks. See you later.